Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm taking a look at 4 egg gadgets by request to see how they really work. That's today's video. If you're new to my channel, there's kind of a running gag about how many egg gadgets I've reviewed over the years. I've reviewed a lot of them. In fact, I got a list right here of some of them. In the past, I've done the Eggtastic, the Easy Egg Witch, Egglets, the Perfect Egg Maker, the Eggstractor, the Neg, the Ronco Egg Scrambler, a collection of egg crackers, the Egg Pod, the Eggy, and the Golden Goose Egg Spinner. I even tested the Egg Sitter, which isn't even an egg product, it's just a cushion. Not to mention doing various egg tests in pans, and things like the Stoneway, the Flippin' Fantastic. It's got eggs flying all over the place around here. Not only is Easter coming up soon, so an egg gadget seems kind of appropriate, but also these have been requested over the years. I'm finally getting around to some of these. So I thought it would be nice to try them out now. Let's take a look at the 4 contenders and see what we got. We'll go in price order. First up, this is the Hudzler's snack container. It looks like a little mini toilet or something, but it's actually a little container for 1 egg and a salt shaker. This is the Prepworks compact egg slicer. It's got 3 different types of blades in there. So you can cut an egg in half in 6 wedges or in slices. These are the Eggbears. This is a gadget that allows you to cook, store, and serve 6 eggs all in one gadget. And finally, 2015 called and wants its egg gadget back. That's right, I'm finally doing the Rollie. I kind of missed the boat the first time around. A lot of people did videos for it back then. But I still get requests for this all the time, so I figured I'd finally throw it in an egg gadget video and see how it actually works for me. So I kind of have to go in a certain order here. The first thing I had to do was actually make some hard-boiled eggs. So we start off with the Eggbears. So reading around the comments on Amazon, it seemed like most people would like this actually. This supposedly allows you to boil, store, and serve eggs with all in one device. You can go from the pot to the fridge to the table, all one unit. Some people are saying that it's nice because it holds the eggs in place. They don't bounce around and crack in the pot. It comes in brown bears or black penguins. Most people seem to pair brown eggs with the brown bears and white eggs with the black penguins. The only real complaints I've seen about this is people seem to say it's hard to get them in and out without cracking them. So let's try that right now. People are saying it's a bit difficult. This just seems like you just pull this back. I don't see why that would be so hard. Maybe there's more to it than it seems. I mean, that didn't really seem that hard to put that in there. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's any problem putting it in there. Only thing I'm noticing is a big screeching sound when you put it in there. Sounds like the bear is screaming for help, that you're shoving an egg up inside of it. Right there we go. Very cute, very cute. What do you guys think? So I guess what we're supposed to do is just place them in the pot like that. Add some cold water, turn the burner on, and then see what happens. I like that it kind of holds them from floating around too much. It's kind of nice. And you have this handle here. Pretty good design, I think. Let's see how it turns out when it's all done. One thing I haven't noticed is it is kind of floating around a little bit. Like it's not staying on the bottom. It's kind of floating just a little bit. All right, this is starting to boil, so I'm going to turn that off and cover it up. All right, so let this sit about 15 minutes, and then we'll go with the cold water. All right, it's time to take a look at these. All right, looks like nothing leaked out of there or broke open. That's good. See how hot this is. It's actually, I can actually touch it with my hand, so that's kind of nice. What's also nice is you don't have to worry about getting a spoon fumbling around them. They all come out at once, and easy to drain the hot water and put cool water in there. Let's put some cold water in here. I'll put this over on the cooler side of the stove and let that cool for a little bit. See, they look pretty good. Now that they're hard boiled, I don't have to be quite as gentle with them. Just seems to slide right out. All right, so the hard-boiled eggs, they turn out nice. Got a few of these left over, which I could just put in the fridge. There we go. Nice attractive storage for next time. Let me take a look at the Rollie and get started on that. So the Rollie I paid about 40 bucks for. As I said earlier, this went around about 2015, 2017. Everybody was reviewing it. I missed the boat. It's described as a vertical egg grill, and there's no boiling involved. All you do is put your egg in there, and supposedly it works. The directions say 6 to 8 minutes, but some people online are saying it takes 15 minutes or longer. You have 2 lights in the front. You really can't see this very well, but the light is actually on, believe it or not. When it's green, it's ready to go. The instructions say to put 1 or 2 eggs in there. A few people on Amazon were saying that 2 eggs was too much. I'm a little bit worried about that. I might just try 1 at first, and then if that doesn't look good, we'll try it again. Can't even tell if this light's on. Let me see. Okay, the green light's on. Couldn't really tell that much. I ran this last night to make sure there was anything that burned off of there, and I also did wash it out, so it's clean. Oh, wow. That was not a sound I expected to hear. It doesn't look pretty in there, but we'll see. I've seen videos of this being made. In fact, when I saw the Alton Brown video of this, I thought I'll never review this because his video is just too good at it. But it seemed appropriate for this video, so here I am giving it a shot. There's kind of a sizzling sound in there. It's sizzling. We're a couple of minutes in, that's what I'm seeing. It looks kind of gruesome in there, doesn't it? While this is cooking, I should point out they do include, if you're cooking other things like a hot dog, you can use this to push it in there. They include a cleaning brush like this, and they also give you some skewers, which sometimes you have to use to fish stuff out of there. So if it doesn't rise up, you have to use a skewer or you can dump it out on the plate. We'll figure it out. Oh, I hear, it's rising out, look. Oh, look. Whoa, it's coming out of there. It just rose up. I don't think it's gonna rise anymore. Does that mean it's done? Maybe I need a second egg for it to be tall enough to come out of there, but let me see. Well, it has been about 8 minutes, so I think that's pretty much it. So let's see. Oh, God, that looks... There it is. Oh. All right, 1 egg isn't very much. Look at this. It's like a little egg nugget. We got some of this here. Look at that. Yeah, very interesting. Wow, not what I expected. I gotta try again with 2 eggs. I want to see it rise out of there. It only rose halfway, then stopped. That's not very satisfying. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see what it tastes like. A lot of yolk in that one. Try this part. Well, it's perfectly cooked, and my first bite was no egg white, and the second bite was all egg white. So it's not real evenly dispersed, but you know, it cooks it. So I give it credit for that, but I want to try 2 eggs. I want to try one more time with 2 eggs and see if I can get it to rise out of there. That's the most dramatic part. I missed out on that, so let's try it again and see how that goes. The green light is already on. It takes about 5 minutes for this to warm up, which is, I guess, is okay. Egg number 1. Ooh, that was weird. All right, here we go. Egg number 2. And there it goes. That's what we got. So last time it took about 8 minutes before it to start rising up, although it didn't rise up all the way, so I was pretty disappointed in that. Hopefully this time with 2 eggs, we have more room to go and it'll actually rise up a little bit better. It's kind of a little boiling sound in there. Look at that. I couldn't get a good look last time because it was so deep down there. Now that's close to the surface. I have a better look. It's an interesting process. All right, quick update. It stopped making that boiling sound, and now it's more of a sizzle. It's funny, the first time I could actually hear it starting to rise out of there, so I'm hoping I can hear it again this time. As ridiculous as this seems, and I've shied away from some of the anatomical comparisons, so it's kind of a set it and forget it type of device, which is, I mean, I give them credit for that. We're at about the 6 minute mark, and even the sizzle has gone down to a very minimal amount. So there's a lot of changes going on over an 8 minute period here. I think it's one of those things, if you sit there and wait for it, it seems like forever, but if you put it in there and go do something else, it might seem quick. Oh, I hear it. Oh, here it comes, look at this. Whoa, oh, here we go, here we go. Oh, it's coming out of there. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that. It wants to go this way. It's gonna hang to the left. It's gonna hang to the left. Oh, it's very floppy too. I'm not sure if it's gonna fall out of there, or if it's just gonna kind of dangle off the edge. All right, I might have to help it out here. Blip. And there it is. A work of art, isn't it? That is a work of art. Beautiful. The directions tell you not to whisk the eggs, but I seem like it'd be better than this. Take a couple bites of this. All right, so a ridiculousness aside, I gotta say the Rollie does exactly what it's supposed to do. It works pretty well unattended, so it seems like it'd be one of those things you could just put a couple eggs in there, go do something else, and it'll be done when you're ready for them. So I'm not sure I'm gonna keep using it, but I will say that it was worth the wait. Using all these years, seeing it rise out of there was pretty awesome. So that takes us to our next item, which is this egg slicer, and you have 3 different options. You can barely see that there's 1 wire in the center. I worry that might be a little bit fragile, but we'll see how it goes. I can just cut the egg completely in half. This will cut 6 egg wedges, and the last one will do your slicing for you. There isn't really a lot to say about this one. They say that it can be used with strawberries or mushrooms. People in the comments were saying that can make the wire snap, so I'm just gonna stick the eggs with it. All right, here we go. Right down the center. Hiya! Well, you know, it's pretty quick, pretty easy. Did what it's supposed to do. Let's try the next one. All right, next up, let's try this one with wedges now. See how that goes. We better do it like this. I'm kind of thinking that would be the better way to do it. What do you guys think? That seems like that would be the wedge direction. Let's try. Hiya! All right, well, yeah, it worked. It worked. What do you know? I'm surprised. And finally, let's just do the slicing. So far, so good. Let's see how this works. I have high hopes. Here we go. And boom. Perfect. Just got one more thing to try out here. This is the egg holder. Let me fill this up with salt first. All right, so this just comes off. I guess you want to put your finger on the bottom so it doesn't come out, I'm guessing. Cap it back up, that's good to go. Stick an egg in there and just close it up. There's been discussion whether you should have the egg peeled or not peeled. People seem to have a difference of opinion. I'm going unpeeled. Now, time to hit the road, try my last test of this and then wrap this thing up. All right, it's time for the field test of the snack container. I'm in my car, kind of a random spot here. It's actually been a few hours since I filmed that, so this has been in the fridge. I think it kind of does keep the odors in there. I didn't really smell anything after I pulled it back out of the fridge, so it seems like it's good for that. There seems to be some debate on Amazon comments whether it keeps odors in. I say that it does, from my experience. And it's still beautiful. Taking the egg out of the container. Boy, that was difficult. I put it on a paper towel so I don't get salt everywhere. Let me see. All right, salt shaker does work. Not exactly high tech, so I would hope it would work. All right, it's a pretty simple gadget and it doesn't really do a lot, but what it is supposed to do, it does do. There's differences of opinion whether you can use this for a raw egg or not. And if you're using a hard-boiled egg, whether you should have it peeled or not. But I think in general, any of those would work okay. It has one task and it does it pretty well. I also think that it keeps the odors in. If you happen to be someone who transports a lot of hard-boiled eggs and you have a problem with that, this could be something to add to your arsenal. Let me just wrap this thing up while I'm sitting here. And as far as the first gadget goes, the Eggbears, originally I thought that was just going to be some cute gadget that didn't have a lot of purpose. It actually does have a function. It keeps everything contained. It keeps the eggs from moving around too much while they're boiling. Doesn't get broken as easily. It's a place to store them. I do think that there's a certain function to that works pretty well. Now, as far as the Rollie goes, it's utterly ridiculous, but I have to give it credit because it does do what it's supposed to do, so it does work. Although I don't see myself really using it very often, I do see how people would want to use it. It worked right the first time out of the box, so I have to give it credit for that. I guess the appearance doesn't always matter as long as it tastes right, and it did taste okay to me, so in that respect, the Rollie surprisingly works. Now, as far as the last two gadgets go, there weren't really a lot to those. They went kind of quickly. The slicer, I think worked quite well, but I'm worried about the one that was just a single strand. I think that would probably break, especially on strawberries. I'd be very careful with those. And as far as the snack container goes, I mean, it doesn't do much, but it does it right. Well, that's all I've got. If you've tried any of these gadgets, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.